Hey, you guys, and welcome to the Lofi-Network. Pisces Soul Tribe. I want to get into some general messages for you. And of course, anything you need from me can be found down below in the description box. All right, you guys, so real quick. So we have a sponsorship, and that sponsorship is with Psychic Source. Psychic Source is a resource to help me as well as to help you all assist in personal readings as well as any insight that you need. I feel like honestly right now we're in a time in life where we need all of the insight and resources that we can get. So if you've been looking for that extra piece of advice or somebody that could give you some information to help you to continue to move forward in your journey, I recommend Psychic Source. Before I put them before you guys, I definitely tried them out myself. I spoke with Keegan, and he actually gave me great insight about this channel in itself. And for only $19.80, using my unique code JMarion, you can get 40 minutes of insight and clarity. And honestly, that is a lot of time. And also, if you are not satisfied with your reading or any insight you're given, they will give you your money back. So if you're looking for insight, I would definitely say Psychic Source. You can find those details down below in the description box. Okay, you guys, now to your reading. Divine, what is it you want us to know at this present moment? What is most important at this time? Okay, so we have power coming out, which is strength. Okay. What else, Divine? So we have discontent and boredom. What else, Divine? So we have judgment, which is truth. And then we also have temptation, which is the devil. Interesting energy. Divine, tell me about the devil. Okay. So we have movement, choices, and decisions. So it's possibly, it feels like something may have been, halted, especially with the devil. Like something was definitely halted, decisions, choices, movements, things that you need to make. I feel like you possibly have been in some sort of bondage, some sort of mental conflict. You possibly in some way could be holding yourself back as well, thinking about what you don't have, maybe feeling like you don't have the resources and the tools maybe to get done what you need to get done. Divine, tell me about the devil and movements here. Okay, so we have transformation that is incoming. So something for you most certainly is going to change. I feel like something was on purpose for you. I feel like you were met with some type of struggle so that you would know what to do moving forward. I feel like this is going to be a time in your life where I feel like things are going to start to move just a little more easy, and I feel like things are going to make sense because there's something that you've come through, especially with truth here. Divine, clarify this. Okay, we have the temperance that is wanting to show itself. It didn't come out, but it made a very strong nod to say, hey, we're here. So something may require patience and time here as well, because it feels like something is complete, but not even that. Let's just say a reward is delayed. It feels more so like shipping time. So it feels like something could be on its way to you. It's just waiting to get to you. It's in transit. Okay. Divine, truth, clarify, please. So we have Empress. So this definitely seems to be an abundant time for you. Some sense of good karma. I feel like this is awakening and arriving to where you really are meant to be. I feel like you always possess this capability. You possess the wealth of knowledge. I feel like there's nothing that's really stopping you now because I feel like you understand who you are and what you have and possess as an individual now. Divine, give me one more, please. So I'm definitely hearing self-assurance, and now we have positive movement forward, which is why honestly I feel like I was called to clarify it backward. So I feel like something at one point in time was halted until something was changed, until you realized something. I feel like once you realize something, you were able to birth something, able to create. And I feel like now you are going to begin to see positive movement forward, just clear skies, being able to travel a distance without having to worry about any other variables. And then we have the waiting game talking about temperance and time. So yeah, possibly the wait is about to be over, especially with discontent and boredom. Discontent and boredom is just giving me energy of somebody that's tired of waiting, that's bored and not even anxious. This is something that you've been doing for a very long time. And I feel like you're about to hear some good news. Divine, clarify discontent and boredom. Okay, so we have the tower. So disruption. Something's about to disrupt some state of being, like some state of waiting is about to be ordered. I feel positive movement getting ready to happen for you. I feel like this tower is that moment that you've been waiting for, because I feel like tower could possibly be unexpected news, but it seemed like it's something that also is in divine order, something that's designed and meant to happen. It just needed some time to get to you. As I said, divine, clarify one more time, please. And we have destiny, so the wheel of fortune. So once again, I feel like something, it was about timing, it was about alignment. I feel like I'm hearing, can you feel the brand new day? So I feel like luck is on your side. A feeling of optimism as well, of purpose. There's something that you really truly have been waiting possibly on clarity. So we have the third eye chakra here as well. Yes, I feel like your spiritual prowess is wakening up, and I feel like there's guidance, like you see things how you're supposed to see them now. I feel like you see your purpose, your destiny, and the way you were intended to see it. I feel like this is also going to be something that's going to benefit you in the long run, because once again, it just feels like balance, it feels like good karma, it feels like alignment. Divine, can you clarify power here? Okay, so we have a solitude. So in essence, the hermit. I feel like you yourself are, there's strength by yourself, period. You get a lot done by yourself. There's huge emphasis on every reading that I've done for the past few days on solitude, on getting to yourself, because I feel like people can be distractions. I'm also seeing 8, 9, and 10 as a chronological synchronicity here as well. So alignment, being in the right place, right time, being aware, listening to yourself. Divine, clarify one more time, please. And we have the Emperor. Yeah. So one thing I will say about these readings as well, where the emperor is this authority figure, the empress follows with fertility. So there hasn't been any reading that I haven't done with this particular deck of cards where they haven't come out together. So I feel like you are in alignment. You're in alignment. I feel like there's things that are happening first. First, the divine feminine, and now the divine masculine. But these are things done with alignment. Like, you know what you want to manifest. You know what you want to create. I feel like now you have the resources, the tools to put those things into action with the emperor. There's a lot that you have gone through in order to obtain such a space. And I feel like this space is really, truly, solely accredited to the work that you've done through your experiences. And I will leave you with intuition at the bottom of the deck. Divine, what energies surround this reading? Okay. First card coming out is lift off. So fast action, progression forward, the wait is over. So honestly, you're getting multiple things here. We were talking about the waiting game. It's literally saying the wait is over, and you're getting fast action and progression forward. And we were talking about positive movement forward. So things are getting ready to pick up for someone. And I feel like this is something that has always been in the works for you, but it was something just about preparation. situation, making sure all the pieces were in the right place, making sure everything was right. And then, of course, once everything was right, we had to prep you, and then you had the countdown. So in order to as I said, once again, the conditions had to be right. The thrusters, the rockets, all of those things. Divine, tell me about liftoff before we move forward. So we have recalling. So memories, missing someone, reminiscing. So what I feel like this is in part of is this is something that you've always been able to do. This is something you will always be able to fall back on is what I'm hearing as well. But the work that you've put into the time, the skill, I feel like this also has something to do with some sort of talent or gift, something you're able to do to finance or get gain some sort of stability. Divine, what else is here? Okay. So we have numbing, so self-medicating, addictions, as well as irrational behavior. And Divine, can you clarify this energy before we move forward as well? Okay, so we have repo. So default on payments, financially incapable, as well as repossessed assets. So what I feel like somebody possibly is used to having things taken away from them. They feel like this is nothing new, but I also feel like somebody may possibly feel like this is bad karma, which is why somebody doesn't feel something about anything. I'm not saying that this is deserving because I don't feel like anybody is deserving of anything like this. But I do feel that someone is numb to something that is being taken away from them or that has been taken away from them. Divine, can you clarify this particular energy one more time before we move forward? Thank you. And then we have today. So good vibes, present in the moment. So I feel like this is something that could possibly be happening today, or a situation that was going to happen for someone is literally going to turn around for you as soon as today. Something may be looking bleak, but there seems to be some turnaround period. So good vibes in the moment. I feel like this is one of those particular situations where you don't talk to people about this. You don't discuss this kind of stuff with people. I feel like this is something that you need to consult where you feel like you need to consult it. But I feel like this is requiring a level of faith is also what I'm hearing, a miracle, a act, you know, some form of belief is what I'm feeling. Divine, what else is here? Okay, so we have tiptoeing that's coming out. So avoiding getting caught, acting shady, as well as sneaking around. So here's what I feel like is going on. I feel like people feel like there's this energy of them getting caught, which is why they're tiptoeing, which is why they're sneaking around, which is why they're doing very interesting things to avoid being a suspect, you know, being part of a guilty party. Divine, tiptoeing here. And then we have swept up. So head over heels, falling in love, as well as intense emotions. I feel like somebody could be avoiding their feelings here with tiptoeing. Maybe avoiding how they feel about you. Maybe not wanting to admit something because maybe somebody felt like they fell in love too quick or something happened too quick. And even in that vein, I feel like all is well. Divine, tell me about tiptoeing and swept up. Last one here for me. And then we have machismo. So masculine pride, toxic masculinity, as well as meeting manly expectations. Yeah, someone's not discussing their emotions, how they feel about maybe you or feel about a particular situation. We'll see what else is going on here. Divine, what's the last energy we have present? So we have knocked up. So pregnancy, expecting, as well as mothering. And it's very interesting. Divine, clarify this. Okay, so we have love bombing. So overly attentive, showered with affection for personal gain. Divine, clarify one more time before I say this. Okay. So honeymooning, so love on the brain, talking often, feeling all the feels. I feel like somebody's going to do an overwhelming amount, or someone, while, and this is just a far cry, a masculine figure is going to be very attentive to you while you're pregnant, is what I'm going to say and what I'm feeling. I also feel like something for you is going to feel like a fairy tale if you are in this space of dating and partnership. Something feels almost too good to be true. It's good to be true. Just let it happen, is what I'm feeling. Let it happen. Life will unfold as life unfolds, but I feel like don't, because everybody be like, it's my intuition. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's the experiences and the things that we've gone through, and you will know the difference. With your intuition, there is an assurity that comes with it. It's not questionable. Even if you try to question it, it doesn't feel questionable. I feel like if you have to question it, then that ain't it. It ain't it. And that's okay. All of you all, a lot of you all are really dope. Some of you all's gifting is guaranteed to be successful to you. I want you all to know that. Like, you all have a guaranteed successful gift that if you put it out there, you will see success with it. That's what I feel with all of this, which is why all of this is in this energy is coming out. The reason why you're beginning to question life now is because your spirit sees something different, and it sees you living your life a little more at ease. And I feel like instead of things, when people say this happened to me, it didn't happen to you. Sometimes it happens for you. There are things that do happen, but when some things are directed your way, sometimes it's happening for you, because I said it before, sometimes we won't take a hint. We won't take a hint. Divine, what is the direct message here? Okay, so first we have the Three of Cups coming out. What else, Divine? And we have the Nine of Pentacles. There's some, Divine, what's between this Three of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles? What's the problem? We have the Ace of Pentacles. And what is the Ace of Pentacles concerning this Three of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles? We have the King of Wands. And tell me about the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so Knight of Cups. So with this Nine of Pentacles, there's something that you've been attracting, and I feel like there's other individuals who may possibly want to work with you with the Three of Cups. There's something about your energy that's very magnetic, is very attractive, especially with the Ace of Pentacles as well as the King of Wands. You're being viewed as very attractive, and not in a sexual way, but you're being very viewed as very attractive and very appealing to an audience of people. Divine, tell me about the Three of Cups. Well, with the Magician, yeah, these are people who I feel like they want to work with you, and they are creating an opportunity to do that, especially with the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So I feel like for you, you're in a space where you now have the room, the availability to accept incoming offers. Maybe at one point in time, this is something that you weren't able to do, but I feel like now that you have freedom of time, is what I'm hearing. You have freedom of time. I feel like you'll be able to assert yourself in a way where you're able to push your business forward or work on something more personal or meaningful to you. I feel like people are going to be attracted and honestly interested in what you have to offer, and I feel like you are going to receive offers, even if this is something simple as people buying your product. Divine, Magician, and the Three of Cups. We have the Three of Wands. Yeah, I feel like maybe this is somebody that reached out to you before, and maybe at one point in time you weren't ready for it. I feel like now you are with the Seven of Pentacles. These are people who still want to invest in something that you are creating, something that you have. Divine, Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. Yeah, with the Four of Cups, you are attracting something in very specific. Because you have been waiting for a long time with the Knight of Pentacles. Yes, I feel like this is something you really truly have attracted. Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. This is something that you certainly have attracted, and it's taken a while with the Four of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. It's taken a very long time, but I feel like now that you got it, it's on. Divine, Nine of Pentacles moving forward, please. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Now that you got it, it's on. Like I feel like you're going to increase what you have with the Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like you, like this thing that you have bottled up on the inside, with you now being able to have with the resources to tangibly create it. I feel like you're going to make good on this. And I feel like this partnership that you have, even with the King of Cups, like this partnership that you have with this organization, with these people, with this community, with this audience, I feel like it's going to be very fruitful to you both. This is it feels like a relationship of reciprocity. I feel like once the connection happens, this is definitely a relationship of reciprocity. And I feel like the more you give to it, the more you give to it, it gives right back to you. Divine, move forward. Ten of Pentacles. So we have the Devil. And then Divine, why the Devil? Okay. So we have the Knight of Swords. Divine, Ten of Pentacles, clarify. We have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. And Divine, Four of Pentacles concerning the Ten of Pentacles and this Devil. Yeah, Three of Pentacles. So what I feel like is whenever you do get wherever you do get this, I feel like you seem to be some sort of protector. Like you are a leader or something. You seem like you're in charge. And I feel like if anything did come up against you, you are the person that stands up against this. But I feel like people view you not as like this knight in shining armor, but they view you as a protector. They view you as a guide. And I feel like when you lead the people learn from you. And I feel like when they're ready, they break off from you and they become leaders themselves. But I feel like these are also the type of people that remember where they came from. So I feel like your name is going to start to be spread out through many different places. And when people need assistance, when they need guidance, they're going to come to you specifically, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Divine, the Devil and the Knight of Swords, the purpose and the approach. Okay. So Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like this is some sort of competition is what I'm feeling. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely some sort of competition. Somebody who thinks that they can match your energy. But I feel like this is also somebody who's going to come in to bring you your flowers as well. Because I feel like a way somebody used to come at you, possibly, I feel like they're going to have to change from that way of being with the World here at the bottom of the deck. I feel like this is somebody who's coming to offer some sense of truth, some sense of peace. I feel like this could also be somebody, maybe you thought that they didn't like you, or maybe you thought that they were coming at you sideways. I feel like this is somebody who's going to maybe even leave a comment on something that you've done, and they're going to be giving you your flowers. Okay. Divine, last one for this Queen of Pentacles, Devil, Knight of Swords energy. With the Six of Pentacles. Yes, they're going to be coming to also give you your flowers in a space where people probably used to compete against you. I feel like they're going to have to recognize that you're not competing with them, and they're not your competition, and they're not competition for you either. With the Four of Swords, there's about to be some form of peace, and you're going to feel it. Okay. Divine, what do we have in the way of outcomes? Okay. So we have the Queen of Swords here. And tell me about the Queen of Swords, Divine. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. Divine, what else about the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords? We have the Knight of Swords. Yeah. So somebody's definitely coming to extend their hand to you because they see you differently. I feel like this is just something continuing. So one thing I feel like you most certainly do have coming in your way is a figure that maybe used to view you once again in a particular type of way. I feel like they have no other choice than to present you and give you your flowers, because you never were in competition with somebody. I feel like somebody created an illusion in their head. Divine, tell me about this Queen of Swords. With the Queen of Wands, I feel like this is somebody who in some way was just jealous. Seven of Wands. They were jealous in some type of way, and I feel like this is something that they needed to handle themselves, that they needed to admit to themselves. Because Divine, clarify the Nine of Pentacles here. Yeah, we have the Eight of Swords. Like I said, I feel like you were the type that minded your business with the Eight of Swords. You stayed to yourself. I feel like you had your own thing going on, and I feel like that's what you were focused on. You were focused on your own thing, and you saw the potential behind that, and that's what you began to put into work. I feel like you just were a focused individual, and I feel like, once again, you were met with somebody who possibly were throwing negativity your way, maybe possibly were subliminally saying things. I feel like that particular type of way of being is a way that people are going to have to leave alone, because I feel like that's people just projecting and them needing to reflect on their own, on the way they view them, their own selves. Okay, Divine, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, with the Ten of Swords. They have to stop because it's not necessary. It's not. So anywho, that's over with. Divine, Knight of Swords, moving forward with the Magician. And the Magician, Divine, we have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, I feel like somebody knew that they were called to leave it alone. Leave it alone, because it's like nobody's bothering y'all, nobody's doing anything to y'all, and I feel like that's exactly what it is. The things that people are doing, I feel like those things are falling right back on them with the Nine of Swords. I feel like these are things that people think about from time to time, and it doesn't leave a good impression. It doesn't. Whether you've moved on or not, whether you've healed and like all of those things, these people are seeing the errors in their ways, because it wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary. Divine, Nine of Swords, the Magician with the World. Yeah. Yeah. Some old way of being for you and them is now over. You all could be moving into positive directions. Excuse me, more positive choices in your life, moving into directions that best suit you. And I feel like a lot of you all have climbed up out of just being around toxic people, toxic cycles, people, persons, places, and things. Persons, places, and things. Persons and places and things. But one thing most certainly is sure. Something most certainly is over. Divine, clarify the World. Okay. And we have the Ace of Wands. I feel like new beginnings. New beginnings. Those old ways of being are now done and over with. And I feel like what we're now moving into is a shifting with the world, a shifting. And now that things are moving into place, I feel like you will be able to take off with the Ace of Wands. New beginnings, new life, new goals, new money. Okay? Pisces Soul Tribe, that was your reading. Hopefully this message resonates with you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and you're able to take something from it that you could use. Of course, if there's anything you need from me, you can find those details down below in the description box. Also, you guys, don't forget Psychic Source. So if you need a personal reading or need insight right on the spot, you can check those details down below in the description box. All those things you need and more, okay? And as always, my good people, remember to conquer this day, and see you in the network. Bye, guys.